Good morning, everyone. We are the reporters of Chapter 5 with the title Crisis Management Organization in the Philippines for Human Induced Crisis. Start with the National Peace and Order Council, or the NPOC. The National Peace and Order Council plays a central role in promoting safe and safeguarding national security in the Philippines. It addresses issues affecting peace and order, focusing on crime prevention, crime suppression, and overall protection of communities. Organized at the national, regional, provincial, and city and municipal levels, the NPOC serves as a vital platform for coordination among government agencies and private sectors in order to address the threats of security and ensure the stability of the nation. Functions of the National Peace and Order Council as provided under Executive Order Number 773 of 2009, Section 2, the NPOC is mandated to perform the following functions. First, contribute to national security agents strategies. Support the strategies of the National Security Council or the NSC in effectively responding to peace and order challenges. 2. Coordinate and monitor plans. Ensure synchronization and monitoring of peace and order plans across all levels of government. Provide a forum for dialogue. Serve as a venue for interdisciplinary and discussions on major issues affecting peace and order. Or perform presidential directives, carry out other duties and functions as may be directed by the President of the Philippines himself or her. Next is the membership of the NPOC. First, the Secretary of the Interior and Local Government or SILG serves as the chairman of the NPOC. Members of the council include Director General of the National Security Council, the Executive Secretary, Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Secretary of National Defense, Secretary of Justice, Secretary of Agriculture, Secretary of Agrarian Reform, Secretary of Public Works, Secretary of Social Welfare and Development, Secretary of Health, Secretary of Trade and Industry, Secretary of Transportation, Secretary of Education, and many more, so on and so forth. Important people in the members of the council, and it also includes three representatives from the private sector appointed by the president. This broad membership ensures interagency cooperation and the participation of civil society in addressing peace and order concerns. Relationship between the NPOC and the National Security Council. The National Security Council is the government's principal advisory for the integrating policies affecting national security, while the NPOC focuses on especially on peace and order issues. It works in coordination with the NSC to ensure the strategies are aligned with broader national security goals. It's the component of NSC. 1. The NSC Secretariat, a permanent body providing technical and administrative support, ensuring that policies formulated by the NSC are effectively implemented. 2. Council proper. A collegial body chaired by the President of the Philippines, composed of cabinet members, Congress officials, government representatives, and selected private citizens. Duties of the NSC per Executive Order Number 115 of 1986. Advise the President on policies relating to national security, evaluate information and incident affecting national stability, formulate and coordinate implementation of national security policies, ensure effective and efficient implementation of adopted policies, render recommendations and reports to the President. The National Crisis Management Committee also operates under the NSC framework, handling incidents and crises that affect sovereignty, territorial integrity, peace and order, and the general welfare of the people. In conclusion, the National Peace and Order Council is a critical body in the Philippines' national security architecture. Its coordination, monitoring, and deliberative functions, it ensures that peace and order issues are addressed at all levels of the government. Closely linked with the National Security Council, the NPOC contributes to the country's broader strategy of maintaining sovereignty, protecting the people, and promoting stability. By integrating the efforts of the government, law enforcement, civil society, and the private sector, the NPOC embodies a whole-of-nation approach to peace and order essential in both facing traditional and emerging security challenges. Thank you.
Good day, sir. My topic is about national level crisis management committees. So first, we have Executive Committee, National Security Council or National Crisis Management Committee. It is the highest executive policy making body that addresses man-made crises at the national level. It informs the President of the situation and initial actions of agencies or departments and recommends to the President an appropriate interagency or department response. So for example, naay terrorist attack nga nahitabo sa isa ka shopping mall. O tungod ani nga insidente daghan kayong na-damage nga butang og daghang tao ang naapektuhan. So unsa may function din sa NCMC? Ang NCMC magtigom sila aron ilang istoryahan ang nahitabo. Uban nila ang pulis, militar ug ang mga doktor. Ilang i-review nila kung unsay unang gibuhat sa mga ahensya sama sa pagluwas sa mga tao, pag-evacuate ug pagtabang sa mga nasamdan. Dayon ilang ipahibalo sa presidente unsay nahitabo ug unsay gibuhat. Dayon maghatag sila og suggestion sa presidente kung unsaon pagpalig-on sa seguridad ug unsaon pagdakop sa mga kriminal. Next, we have the subcommittee or National Crisis Management Committee. It is an interagency body chaired by the National Security Advisor that operates directly under the Executive Committee or National Crisis Management Committee. Its primary functions are to conduct horizon scanning to identify emerging human-induced threats, recommend appropriate responses, and identify policy issues for the Executive Committee and National Crisis Management Committee's decision-making. Cabinet Officer primarily responsible. According to the Executive Number 82 of 2012, 30 members of the EXICOM or NCMC are also designated as Cabinet Officer primarily responsible for certain types of threats, crises, or incidents. Number 1. Executive Secretary. The Cabinet Officer primarily responsible for threats of terrorism, as chairperson of the Anti-Terrorism Council created under Republic Act 9372 or the Human Security Act of 2007. Next, threats to maritime borders. as chairperson of the National Coast Watch Council created under Executive Number 57 dated September 6, 2011. Threats concerning OFWs or interagency or department response. As chairperson of the Overseas Preparedness and Response Team created under Executive Number 34 dated April 6, 2011. Number 2. Secretary of National Defense, the cabinet officer primarily responsible for threats to national security such as but not limited to revolts, mutinies, insurrections, coup d'etat, war, and threats to maritime borders or interagency department response as co-crisis manager. Number 3. Secretary of Interior and Local Government, the cabinet officer primarily responsible for emerging and current threats to peace and order, such as civil disturbances, violent labor strikes, riots, anarchy, and disorderly mass demonstrations. Letter C. Anti-Terrorism Council, the Republic Act of 9372 or the Human Security Act of 2007 in order the Anti-Terrorism Council or ATC was created under section to properly and effectively implement the anti-terrorism policy in the Philippines. It serves as the National Crisis Management Committee cases of a national level crisis involving acts of terrorism. Functions of ATC: formulate and adopt plans, programs, and countermeasures against terrorists and act of terrorism in the country. Coordinate all national efforts to suppress and eradicate acts of terrorism in the country and mobilize the entire nation against terrorism. Direct the speedy investigation and prosecution of all persons accused or detained for the crime of terrorism and monitor the progress of their cases. And last, establish and maintain comprehensive database information system on terrorism, terrorist activities, and counter-terrorism operations. Next, Overseas Preparedness and Response Team. It was set up for the purpose of addressing crises or emergencies in foreign countries that affect Filipino nationals. It serves as the National Crisis Management Committee for crises involving OFWs. Functions of OPRT: anticipate strategies and programs, formulate policies, and focus on appropriate responses to natural disasters, civil unrest, armed conflicts, and other similar crises in foreign countries affecting overseas Filipinos. Develop and adapt interactive operating arrangements among agencies, formulate strategies, and integrate agency plans to effect maximum coordination and proper resolution of concerns that may arise during crisis. Implement all policies, plans, strategies, and modes of coordination that are opposed by the President and monitor their implementation accordingly. For example, kanang naigira sa ubanasod dayon daghan OFW ang maapektuhan. Ang action sa OPRT is like magpadala sila og response team para mutabang sa embassy og ilang tabangan ng mga OFW para mahimong safe og makauli sa Pilipinas.
Responsibility of ICC members. The Department of Energy shall provide of overall direction in the enhancement of existing policy and guidance. The Society of Energy is heavily institution to take the lead and chair the ICC. The Department of Branch shall ensure the privacy plans are consistent with the government financial policy. The Department of Budget and Management shall identify, provides for the utilization and regulations of funds, consent with exciting rules and regulations of the communication and audio. The Department of Justice shall issue the provides of plans consent with existing law, rules and regulations.
Responsibility of RCC depend on which ICC is being or responds as it can be the internal agent's energy consider convocation or the International Energy Consideration Code membership and ICC members for the energy community assist assets or resources utilization plan verification and reports to the president with satisfy rules for department like energy code, national costs with consults, consults, the national code with consults or in CWC is the central intelligence agents manage, manifesting for the consideration or consider approve on ma- maritime issues and maritime security options towards exterior government in the country. Maritime Doom or EO 57 2011 Section 1 is it was created top executive policy guidance for the national cause with the system of NSC 2012 page 56. The national cause which in NCWC is the former name of the central policy making body of the Philippines. National cause which system of NCWC which has new bill recognized and recommend the national maritime of N NMC by Executive Order 57 to 2014. Power of position of power of Constitution of NCWC provides declaration of policy guidance for NCWC maritime security options and multinational and cross-border cooperation of maritime security. Consent provides review of maritime security operation and render provides report to the president and national security consult in SC recommendation recommend the president policy and provides in management and security the, the court maritime dome harmonize capability plans and fund and requirements related to maritime security mission and harmonization of cooperated that the rules and relationship of different government against provides prevents to their management relevant to the policy direction of maritime security government fun framework crisis management support society Main depends for all interagency departments, consideration plans after action reviews, assessment updates, and iteration scan intelligence advertisement in agents department conversation, leading inter-agents department training and rehearsal to the address threats, threats or cases and assessment assist considerations satisfied to the COPR, validating thought into the agents department's simulation exists that into the agents department's consideration plans. The quiz management support society security securitization secu- securitization is an internal responsibility for administrative administrative and logic support during a crisis of foundation as a central point of cooperation effort provide technical precedent situation room. Multiple events, situation, and development that have national security implications, including those with a serious diplomatic, political, and peace and order ramifications, provide security and intelligence and case support to the security of the President Management Staff service as the primary monitoring consideration and communication center in the Malay huh? Ma, Mala Mala Malanya Malacanang on high sensitivity information bring on national security and establish like like cooperation with version operation center or civilian and security against of government agent government uh, sa resident situation room is the provide contract intelligence and quiz support to the NSC staff that national security adver, advisors administer and the president.
We'll be discussing about the local level crisis management committees, where it tackles the Peace and Order Council, the NPOC Secretariat, and the BPOC, which is the Barangay Peace and Order Council. First is the Peace and Order Council, where it is a group created by government to keep help peace and security in different areas, where it exists the different levels, where the nationals, regionals, provincials, city and municipals. Where the subnational council, it is the Regional Peace and Order Council or RPOC, the Provincial Peace and Order Council, the PPOC. Then last is the City or Municipal Peace and Order Council, or the CPOC or MPOC. First is the RPOC or the Regional Peace and Order Council. It covers the whole region where the members include the governors, mayors of big cities, presidents of municipal leagues, and head of the regional government offices. Next is the Provincial Peace and Order Council, where the PPOC, it covers the one province only, where the members is the provincial heads of government offices and agencies. Then the last is the City or Municipal Peace and Order Council, or the CPOC or MPOC. It covers only one city or one town. The members is the city or town officials and their local counterparts from national agencies. These are the functions of the subnational, which is it talks about the problems in the committee, the suggestion solution, coordinate efforts, and hold leader accountable. Talk about problems in committee. It is served as the meeting place where leaders can discuss peace and order issues such as crime, conflicts, or insurgency. Suggest solution. It is recommend actions or programs that can help improve safety and peace in their area, including the anti-insurgency efforts. Coordinate efforts. It help different groups, which is the government agencies, police, and military to work together in maintaining peace and security. The hold leader accountable or leaders accountable. If a mayor or governor supports rebels, the council can persuade them to stop or recommend sanction against them. The second part is the NPOC Secretariat is the support team of the Peace and Order Council. Oh, by the way, the NPOC is the National Peace and Order Council. It takes care of the administrative and technical work, or like organizing meeting, preparing reports, and keeping records at different levels of government. At the regional level, the secretariat is led by the DILG regional director. At the provincials, city, and municipal levels, it is led by the senior DILG officer assigned in that area. The last part is the Barangay Peace and Order Council, which is the smallest unit of government. It is now own Peace and Order Committee. This committee acts as the implementing arm of the City or Municipal Peace and Order Council in the barangay. In short, the BPOC is the barangay level team that carries out the peace and order programs and ensures safety in the community. The function of the BPOC or the Barangay Peace and Order Council functions is about go their goals or rules in their community, which is the BPOC is responsible for keeping peace and safety in the barangay. They carry out the peace and order programs and making sure they are followed in the community, gathering information what happening in the barangay, especially related to crime or threats, watching out for criminal activities and people with deviant or harmful behavior, then reporting them in the proper authorities. Working closely with higher councils and law enforcers to maintain coordination, planning and recommending measures that will improve peace and order, supervising anti-crime groups or community-based safety programs in the barangay. Also, regularly assessing the peace and order situation and submitting reports with suggestions to higher councils. Doing other duties assigned by higher peace and order council when needed. And that's all for our reports. Thank you.